Welcome back to Spring into Math 6. This is Mr. Stein, and today we're going to talk about absolute value. Okay, so absolute value. This is the distance of a quantity from zero. So the absolute value of a number is symbolized by two vertical lines. So you can see here on this slide, we have a 3 with two vertical lines, and then we also have a -3 with two vertical lines. Now, both are equal to 3. Because remember, we're talking about the distance a number is from 3. So from 0. So let's take a look at a few problems to kind of reinforce that idea. Okay, so we're going to find the absolute value. So we have 6 inside our absolute value sign. And remember that absolute value focuses on the size or magnitude of a number. So they do not leave any regard for the sign of the number. So as a result, absolute values are positive or 0. So the absolute value of a number is the distance from 0, like I just talked about. So if you see here, we have 6 kind of circled on the right-hand side of the slide, and you can see that it is 6 spaces from 0. Now, again, remember, it doesn't matter that if the number is positive or negative, because if you were to think, if I had a -6, it's still 6 spaces from 0. So whether it's -6 or 6, the absolute value is just 6 because it's 6 units or spaces from 0. All right, let's try a few more. So let's find the absolute value of this number. So we have 4 inside our absolute value sign. All right, so step 1 is just that absolute values are positive or 0. So we basically already have that idea. The absolute value of a number is its distance from 0. So on a number line, 4 is 4 units to the right of 0. So 4 is the absolute value of, well, 4. Let's try this one. Now we have a -27 inside our absolute value sign. So again, absolute values are positive or 0. Remember, it's about the distance from 0. So if we were to make a number line, -27 would be 27 units this time to the left of 0, but we're just counting the units. So 27 is the absolute value of -27. All right, let's try -18. So again, we keep going back to the idea that absolute values are either positive or 0, and we're only measuring the distance from 0. So since -18 is 18 units from 0, the 18 is the absolute value of -18. All right, so now let's compare some values. So first let's compare 2 and the absolute value of -5. So if we have a number line here, you can see that we have our 0 kind of, it's not quite centered because we are going to 6 and only to -2. So then we have 2, and then we have is less than the absolute value of -5, because remember, a -5 is just going to be a 5 because it's 5 units from 0, and since 5 units from 0 is more than 2 units from 0, the absolute value of -5 would be greater than 2. Let's try a few more. So again, we're going to complete the statement using less than, greater than, or equal to. So we have the absolute value of -4, and then we're comparing it to -2. So if we were just comparing regular numbers, obviously -2 would be bigger than -4, but since we're looking at the absolute value of -4, we're essentially getting rid of the negative sign. -4 just becomes 4, and so 4 is greater than -2. So the absolute value of -4 is greater than -2. All right, let's try one more. So this time we have 3 9/10, and then we have the absolute value of 3 9/10. So as we've been practicing, since the absolute value of 3 9/10 is just going to be 3 9/10, these two numbers are going to be equal. All right, so I hope that helps with our wrap-up lesson of absolute value.